Hey all, Steve here. I just woke up, drank a little bit of coffee. Hey, it's been probably 2 weeks since I put my last video out. This is gonna be another collection update video for the time being. I'm thinking about making some other videos tonight, but I want to get you all caught up on what I've received in the last couple of weeks. Drinking my coffee. My wife, she finds out I've been drinking out of her cup, she's gonna be pissed. Starbucks stuff. I don't give a shit. Anyway, start this off. First thing I got, this Dawn Slaughter Son Crown of Triarchy 2014 Central Media reissue. Swedish black metal. I believe it was released in 1998. It's pretty badass. I like their first album better, and I like that EP the best. But this was the only one I could find when I looked this band up, so I grabbed it. And I was actually looking for that compilation album of theirs when they were a death metal act, The Eternal Fall, but I couldn't find it. But they did have a copy of this, and for $11, fuck yes. Memorable. The guitars have kind of a sweeping sadness to them. The drumming in it, holy shit. Drumming in this is badass. Some of those fills he does, wicked ass. Real catchy. But anyway, yeah. So Dawn. Slaughter Son. I'm gonna be listening to the shit out of this album. I could already tell. I've heard it before, so, but it's fun to get an album you haven't heard in a long time, and it just blows you away. Badass shit. Next up, I'm gonna show a couple more CDs and then some vinyls. If anybody follows me on my Instagram, probably have seen some of them, but everybody knows that watch my videos, that knows me, knows I'm a huge death metal fan. And my favorite year, of course, is 1991. There's just so many good albums, and I happened to stumble across 3 to add to my 91 death metal collection. So let's start this off. Therion of Darkness. This is badass Swedish death metal. Came out in 1991. This is a Peaceville reissue. I believe it's a 2021. I believe. I saw it pop up on a deal. I was too late to get the vinyl, but the CD was on there, and I said, "Yeah, I gotta get this album." I used to jam the shit out of this back in the day. I remember listening to this one a lot with Left Hand Path, and that's what this album kind of reminds me, because the vocals has a lot of that reverb on it, and it was just classic badass death metal when Therion was doing death metal albums. The one after this is a death metal album, and they went more of that goth, whatever the hell that shit is. But anyway, yeah, Therion of Darkness, 1991. It's badass shit. Another one, 1991, Finnish death metal, Zisma, I want to say. The album's called Yeah. Kind of an odd album. Their demos sound more like the Finnish answer to Carcass, kind of a grindcore or grindcore death metal. And then they released Yeah, and it's got moments where it's got some of that grindcore in it, some Finnish death metal sound stuff, but a lot of death and roll. I wonder, sometimes when I listen to this, I wonder if these are the originators of death and roll. But they did it right. They didn't overdo it. But 1991, hell yeah. This one is a reissue of Vic Records, and it's got the Above the Mind of Mobility and Fata Morgana, and those are grindcore. If you haven't checked this band out, check them out. When I first heard it back in '91, I remember I didn't really care for the first track. Now it's my favorite track, but when I first heard it, I was like, it sounds like an evil Smashing Pumpkins to give you somewhat of an idea what that sounded like. And then the rest of the album has more of that finished death metal vibe. And it's a badass album. You can hear where Dimlick get some of their sound. Of course, this band came out about the same time Convulse released World Without God, and Sentence released Shadows of Past. And this kind of got buried in the mix. You don't hear people talk about this one. But yeah, Zisma, yeah. I'll put a link down below so you guys can check this out. This is badass shit. So, going to the vinyls, 1991 stuff. And then, this is my last 91 death metal I found. And then, some other shit I got. But, I'm really stoked about having this. Oh yes, Atheist, Uncrushable Presence. Sorry, mine drew a blank. Got this in yesterday. This is some badass technical death metal / thrash metal. Out of all the Atheist stuff, this is probably my favorite. I love the way the guitar tone sounds on this album. I love the bass playing on this, the drumming. This is like That's Human on steroids. It really is. Badass album. Guitar solo tone is probably my favorite when they go into solos. And this is a Season of the Mist 2013 reissue, if anybody's wondering. First time I've ever taken it out of there. I haven't listened to it yet, but it's on this translucent blue. Can't really see in that picture frame, but basically it's got black marble. Yeah, must have death metal. I mean, it came out in the beginning, but yeah, if anybody's a big fan of That's Human, 1991's Human, this is the answer to that, but just on a different level of technical. People say it has some kind of jazz fusion in it. I don't really think. Yeah, I guess this album has a little bit of that, but their next album really had it. I just so happened to get that one too. Atheist Elements. I do not like this album as much as I like the first two, but this is still damn good. If you're going to check out a song on this, check out Green or Water. Those two tracks are badass. This is another Season of the Mist 2013 reissue, released in 1993. More of a thrash jazz fusion album. Less double bass, and I don't know, it feels more thrashy than it does death metal, but it's still damn good. I can't remember what the variant is. Oh, it's the same. So it's translucent blue with black marble. I've listened to one side of this and I kind of got bored of it. Forgive me, but at the same time, you have to be in the mood to listen to one of those albums. But it's damn good shit, so don't, there's a lot of people that really love this album. I just, of course, I just love the first two, but it's nice to have it for my collection, because now I have the first three Atheist albums. Okay, and I need to get Jupiter. I just haven't pulled trigger yet. One I've been wanting for a long fucking time. God, I've been wanting this album forever. And all my buddies here on YouTube showing it, and I'm like, I was getting jelly over here in Joplin, Missouri. I finally got a copy. Cerebral Rot. What is it? Excretion of Mortality. This is some badass modern death metal. I've listened to this album. I got it yesterday with the Atheist album, but I've listened to this motherfucker over and over again. The first album, Odious Descent into Decay, fuck, hands down badass. This is, in my opinion, not as good as Odious, but still damn good. Kind of reminds me, and I think it's a death metal band from Seattle, Washington. So what I really dig about this is it has more of that Finnish, dirty, dungy, doomy death metal sound, rotten to the core. The drumming on this is a lot better than that first album, but still, like I said, there's a certain charm about that first album that this just doesn't have. Maybe a couple more listens will change my mind, but man, growing the disgusting breed of repugnance, that's my favorite track on this. I'm gonna listen to this over and over again, and I'm just so happy to fucking have this. Show you a variant on it, but came with a big ass poster. Just a poster of the album cover, which the album art is fucking sick. The size of that damn thing. Oh, fucking rat. Badass shit. Of course, $20 spin, by the way. Very cheap. That artwork is so fucking sick. Takes you right back to early 90s death metal, when they did death metal right. And then try to overprocess the guitar and too many damn click tracks. I like the raw production of this album. Can't get that poster back in there. But anyway, yeah, this is a badass shit. This is a must-have album. And yeah, you metal miners, I think I seen him show it, and I was like, oh man, and somebody else showed it. I was like, every time I looked it up, it wasn't there, or it was sold out, and happened to be on Amazon. I've ordered this from Amazon, and there it was. It's that variant. You can't see it, but it's hard to see. It's got magenta in it, translucent red, cloudy red, I guess. But you can't see it in that room, but if you look at it, it's got that magenta feel to it. Pretty badass. Badass shit. And then, like I said, if you're looking for a new death metal band and you've never heard of this one, look at Cerebral Rot. Expressions of Mortality. Next, man, I heard a lot of bad reviews about this album, and you know those reviews, I don't do reviews because a lot of times, you know, a lot of people are looking into seeing if they really want to buy an album, and when you have a bad review or a so-so review on something, it kind of gets people where, I don't know, maybe I'll put it off and put it off. Don't put this one off. I know there's a lot of bad reviews on this Carcass Torn Arteries album, but this is badass. So damn good. I listened to this when I brought it home over and over again. When I saw the review on it, I forgot who did it. He wasn't too thrilled about this album, obviously. But, man, this kind of has that, I love the guitar tone in it. I love the production. I love the drumming in it. It's got some mid-paced songs and it's got some faster songs. Kind of reminds me of if you take Heartwork and a little bit of the Scantington Salubrious and Swan Song, roll it into a ball, and this is what you get. So this is double LP 45. Comes with that big ass booklet. Lyrics. What's cool about it, each page you have that heart that's made out of vegetables. These guys are vegetarians. And each picture that goes through, the heart vegetable gets more rotten. Just rotten to the very end, and it's a mess. Yeah, this is well worth the money I paid for it. I think I posted on Instagram stating this is my favorite Carcass album. It is right now. It's so damn good. My favorite song on there is The Devil Rides Out. The Devil Rides Out is it's my favorite Carcass song of all time right now. There's the variant. Some splatter. Looks like some blood in there and white shit. Kind of reminds me of the Death Relapse reissues. Has that kind of same look to it. Badass. Must have. Gotta get this album. Gotta get it. And of course, I'm gonna listen to this fucker today. Probably when I first bought it, I listened to it. It didn't leave my turntable. I said how fantastic this album is. And this is a beefy little album. But yeah, if you're not sold on that, or you've been watching reviews and afraid to get something because of reviews, I mean, check it out for yourself. Make your own opinion. Those guys, when I hate to say this, when Iron Maiden's new one came out, there's a lot of bad reviews on it, and it's got me where I don't want to buy it, and that's not fair to the artist. Make opinions, but not reviews. Sometimes those reviews are spot on, but sometimes they can really hurt an artist. Moving on, I got two more. Got this Venom Welcome to Hell 2021 reissue, I believe. BMG. My wife spotted it. Badass shit. Badass variant on it. Kind of a gold black. Isn't that freaking rad? Still one of my favorite new wave of British heavy metal albums, and you can hear that black metal in it. I'm sorry, they're still black metal to me, because back in the 80s, that was before Dark Throne and all them that have the official claim to black metal, but this is black metal. That album cover's sick. Rad ass, badass shit. Yep. And last but not least, another reissue, Metal Blade reissue. I believe it's 2021. I don't know what year it was. But 2016. Didn't know that. Cannibal Corpse, Tomb of the Mutilated. I had to grab it. When I went in that store, I saw that Carcass album. This was sitting right next to it. And I love Cannibal Corpse nowadays. I mean, wasn't the biggest biggest fan for a long time, but nowadays I am. And this is a badass fucker. It's got a hammer smash face, icon blood. I don't know. I prefer the sound of vinyl Cannibal Corpse than I do CD. I don't know. The vinyl gives it a better sound, more authentic, I guess. And I have that CD of this, and I popped this one, when I first got this, I popped this in, and it was a brand new world of Cannibal Corpse on this. So this one my favorite to spin too. So yeah, Cannibal Corpse. I'm waiting for, I believe they reissue Butchered at Birth at the end of this month, so I gotta get it. But anyway, yeah, that's my video. Hopefully I didn't draw it out too long. I just realized it's a 20-minute freaking collection update video, and I only showed. I talk too much. Yeah. Peace.